We're really excited to be working with Freetrade, who've sponsored this video.
Freetrade believes in commission-free investing for everyone. This means you won't pay any commission when investing your spare cash.
While other brokers charge up to £12 per trade, Freetrade doesn't, so you can keep more of your money. And where they do charge, like on FX, it's fair and transparent.
The design of the app makes it simple and easy to use, which is great for any experience level. From beginners starting to educate themselves on the benefits of investing to experts already in the know.
You can start investing from just £2, and they offer these things called fractional stocks. This basically means you can buy a small piece of expensive US companies like Google, Tesla and Apple.
With over 700,000 investors on board and having won the best online trading platform at the British Bank Awards 5 years running, they're an investment platform you can trust.
Now for the best bit. If you create and fund your account with just £50 using our link, you will get a free share worth between £10 and £100. That could be in anything from Ford to Spotify.
Remember, when you invest, your capital is at risk. The value of your portfolio can go up as well as down, and you may get back less than you put in. This is not financial advice. You should always do your own research on what investments are right for you before investing, or seek the advice of a professional. Yo guys, welcome to The Last Lap.
Don't forget to drop a lovely, juicy 5-star rating if you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Hope you enjoy, and let's get into it.
The closest team right now to Red Bull as a racing car, as a complete package, seems to be Aston Martin. But obviously there's been Aston Martin news as well. 2026, they will be running Honda power units.
Did anyone actually see this coming, by the way, before
There were a few reports
3 weeks
on the
ago?
Monday. Oh no, not that long ago.
Is it
Yeah,
just
literally
like
the day
a
before.
strategic sort of thing for the future?
I remember hearing some rumours around Miami about it, but it's not that long ago.
But just Aston Martin and Honda as a partnership just made no sense to me at all. I completely get it, but it's just not something I would have thought about before rumours started happening. I don't know.
Yeah.
Racing Point's had Racing Point, Aston Martin, whatever you want to call it nowadays, has had a Mercedes PU in the back of it for so long that it's like, they seem like a happy marriage going on there, you know?
Behind the scenes, bare arguments.
Yeah. Mum and dad are fighting behind the scenes.
Think of the kids.
Well, because I think a lot of the way it's been kind of sold is that you need a works engine deal to be competitive in Formula One. Do we think that's true?
It's not even true right now. Aston Martin are ahead of Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's true.
But then obviously Red Bull have I think it helps. Does it guarantee anything? I mean, look, we get into 2026, we could see a big delta. I don't think we see much of a delta between the engines now. I think there's been enough time for most of the engines to converge, and there's not a massive advantage from having one power unit over the other. But I mean, hopefully, for Aston Martin, they hit the ground running, because Lawrence has clearly got big ambitions with that team.
Yeah, he keeps going on about this 5-year plan. I don't know if this 2026 engine regs falls into the 5-year plan, because I feel like he's been saying it for so long. I don't know what year we're actually on.
It's actually a 10-year.
Yeah. But no, it's certainly an interesting call from Aston Martin, because it's a complete change, isn't it? They're going to be very familiar with that Mercedes PU in the back, and although you say that they're performing better than the Mercedes team now, up until a few years ago, Mercedes were just miles clear of any customer teams. In fact, it only took Sergio Perez in Sakir from 2014, from when these new engines came in, he was the first car to actually win that was a customer team of Mercedes. Every other Mercedes power unit win was a Mercedes car. Obviously Daniel Ricciardo did the same in Monza, so it's been done now by 2 teams, but perhaps they just feel like Mercedes are going to be, because they're not performing well on track, they're maybe going to put more focus into the PU and pay less attention to maybe customer teams, and so they're deciding to go down a Honda route. So I mean, we'll see if it pays off. We've seen the relationship with Honda go very well for people like Red Bull, but also disastrously wrong for people like McLaren. So
and it's interesting as well, because obviously you've got Fernando Alonso repowered by a Honda car, which I think is just going to...
Well,
I would just love to deliver some more team radio.
He's 41 now.
Yeah.
He'll be like 45.
Yeah.
But you never know.
He will just go on forever,
We came second today.
Yeah,
so
I know, this is the thing.
He doesn't show any signs of
That's what
giving
I mean.
up.
Age is but a number.
It is.
And I think it just does feel like Honda have got a habit of this. They had a title winning car in that Brawn, which should have been a Honda, but then they flogged the team.
Yeah.
They had a title winning car with Red Bull that now they were out, and
it made no sense.
Now they've taken kind of the next best option, which is Aston Martin. They're like Lawrence Stroll has I think you look at the jump up in the car, you look at the personnel they've brought in, like he's shown that he's really serious about this. And I think that's what, because I believe that Honda actually spoke to Williams and McLaren. I think it was reported that they'd had kind of conversations, but
McLaren just got PTSD.
they went. But I think,
Stay away.
so I read that. Yeah, so Aston kind of took them for a tour of the new gaff, and that kind of helped kind of sell them on the dream, because you want to be affiliated with a serious team. It's like Audi aren't going to be looking to jump into bed with Sauber in terms of branding the car while it's pretty rubbish as it is right now. Wait till hopefully it gets good in 2026. But I mean, Honda they just annoy me so much, because it's just like you just keep fumbling. And I hope it works out for them. And I hope it works out for Aston Martin. But like that's got to be an L overall. You look at how quick Red Bull were, and Red Bull were like, no, we're going to go with Ford instead.
Yeah.
It's weird how that all played out.
It just, to be honest, for me, they just kind of frustrate me, because I just want you to make a decision. I'm quite an indecisive man at times, right? But at the end of the day, lads, you can't be in and out of the sport like 3 times separately in 13 years. That's nuts.
It's like going back to an ex, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, guys, come on, we've been here before.
Yeah.
Just like
multiple times.
Yeah.
If you want to, then fine. Just accept that. Just make your decision, please, and don't. It's just causing drama for everyone else.
Do we think? Because the question's been asked already. Kind of, Martin Whitmarsh has spoken openly about Yuki Tsunoda, because he's Honda affiliated. Ayumu Iwasa, who's Honda affiliated as well, he won the sprint this weekend.
Yeah, third.
Only F2 driver. To win 3 races this year.
Wow.
So he's doing bits. Is Iwasa. Yes. So what do we think in terms of driver lineup? Because does it come to a point where that gap between Alonso and Stroll becomes a problem? Because Lawrence Stroll,
the gap this week has been
it wasn't great. But Lawrence Stroll doesn't. I don't know what the director share breakdown at Aston Martin is, right? Aston Martin Racing, but Lawrence doesn't own 100% of that company. Like there's other people involved. So,
but he is 100% his son. Just to clarify.
He is.
Have you seen the DNA test?
Well, true.
Imagine Jeremy Kyle show F1 edition.
But do we think there's any
You
shot
are the dad
of Tsunoda getting to Aston Martin with that Honda affiliation?
I think give it a bit more time. Like obviously Tsunoda has been doing bits, as you guys have been saying in this podcast, recently in the last few races. There's no denying the fact that apart from today, he had a bit of a bad one, but he's been putting in some really good solid results and definitely being that kind of alpha, no pun intended. Now Gasly has left the team and he's got De Vries as a new teammate, but I think we need to give it a bit more time, because Yuki can sometimes be quite crash happy, and although it's great to sort of put his name with that Honda deal, being a Japanese driver, and we've seen that sort of association throughout the Honda AlphaTauri times with Honda, I think that we need to give it a little bit more time to start making like these big plans for his future, because it's only been a few races.
3 years as well is a long time in Formula One, and you kind of need to be that very established name. I feel like, because obviously this is his 3rd season already, if we're looking at Yuki Tsunoda having 6 full seasons in Formula One, then he has to have really cemented himself in a driver battle or a teammate battle. To the point where it's like, oh my God, we can't let Yuki Tsunoda move off the grid. Whereas now,
it'll be interesting to see, how much Honda values that idea. Because, what was it? I mean, obviously, Alpine find value in the fact that both their drivers are French. Was it Audi said they'd like to have one German driver in their team?
Please,
maybe.
Please come.
He was there.
He was in Monaco.
Yeah, Lee, man. It was nice to see him back as if he just never left.
Yeah,
it's like he was just walking down the paddock with such purpose. Everyone's like,
and he's still like, he wouldn't. Like he's younger than Lewis, younger than Fernando.